Now for our African champion.
African champions.
African champion.
African champions.
African champions.
Our African champion is from the UK, and well, not really from the UK, but eventually he became a citizen, of the UK. But he was actually born in the Dominican Republic. Yeah, so. He is in the person of Asquith Xavier.
You be champion!
Now, Asquith Xavier, he worked as a train guard in a Marylebone depot in the UK. So, Asquith Camille Xavier was born on the 18th of July 1920 on the island of Dominica in the West Indies, then a British colony. So, like many of the Windrush generation, now these are people that, during the World War II, Great Britain had to go bring them to rebuild the country again. They needed workers, they needed skills, people with skill set, right? So they needed to bring these people in to help rebuild the country, right? Because, at that time, the economy was quite weak, right? So they needed people. So it got to that point, and he was part of those who came from the Dominican Republic to join to help build Great Britain again, because there was actually shortage of labor, and it was actually they were more of like looking for these people from the Commonwealth countries, right? That's countries they actually colonized and all. So he actually settled in Paddington, West London. He gained employment with British Rail as a porter before progressing to guard at Marylebone Depot. Yeah. Now, in 1966, when the freight link at Marylebone Depot was closed, he applied again for a transfer to London Euston Station. Now, Asquith was told that he was actually denied. Yeah, he was actually denied to work there because of, color. Yeah, that's funny. But that actually happened. But he was a man who didn't, who wasn't ready to conceive that notion of because of my color, I can't work here. No, he kept on pushing, right? And, this actually led to a lot of development, which he championed. Now, he was actually dissatisfied with this decision, Asquith campaign, to end the racial discrimination practiced by British Rail. It actually forced to, the first Race Relations Act was passed in 1965. This was actually one of the reasons why they actually passed this, act to stop this issue of your color, you're this, or you're from this ethnicity or whatever it is, your color, or you don't belong here, you don't actually get this job, But he didn't stop. He actually pushed and made sure that he was actually hired at the end of the day. And for me, that's a great one. Making it so actually when the act was passed, that's the first Race Relations Act. It actually made it illegal to discriminate on the grounds of color, race, ethnicity, or national origins in public places. But the railways were not considered public, and somehow Asquith's story gained traction. Now hear this. Now with the support of Jimmy Pendergast, who was actually the branch secretary, and Barbara Castle, Secretary of State for Transport, Asquith's hard-fought battle meant that on August 15th in 1966, he became the first non-white guard to be employed at Euston Station. So that was it. It was like I was looking for a job, and they say no, you can't get a job because you're black. He didn't stop. He didn't just fold his arms and went home thinking that's it. This is not my country. At the end of the day, he fought because he saw it as a necessity, as a right for him to do, and he did that, and it led to the passage of an act that actually made discrimination based on your color, ethnicity, origin illegal. For me, that's a plus, making this man one of those people that has been less talked about, We are bringing it to you right here on the Africa Daily Show. So, I mean, great one. And this is something actually happened that I really love. Now, Asquith refused to accept discrimination, and his quiet determination not only ended him securing the job, but the date that he actually applied for the job, right? It's elapsed, and I kind of like the issues, the struggling, the like back and forth, and he wasn't going to be hired and everything. Was like a couple of months back, he was actually paid back pay, because I mean, say he applied in January, right, and eventually he eventually got hired in, let's say, somewhere in June. He was paid his salary right from January. So it meant that he was supposed to be hired because he qualified all the criterias, right? And this, for me, is really, 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 really great. So he got the payback to when he first applied for the job. Subsequently, the Commission for Racial Equality was created. Look at that again. That's another one, another big boom. And this is a man that I believe deserves acknowledgement, deserves recognition, right? I think something happened. His plaque was unveiled at one of the ceremonies, one of the events. That's the observation of the Black History Month, and this is very, very necessary. Log on to africaglobalradio.com for more on Asquith Xavier Asquith. His campaign also led to the strengthening of the Race Relations Act in 1968, which made it illegal to refuse housing, employment, or public services to people because of their ethnic background. And yes, that was our African champion, Asquith Xavier.
You are an African champion.